I was really expecting her to be like, Camera, you have disappointed me, but I think at this point I just can't continue, because earlier she had actually told me, in China, typically when you are sick, it's your business. Like, your colleagues don't start saying, oh, how are you doing, Emerald? Oh, how is your health? I'm checking up on you. It is not a thing in China. My boss would have fired me, but she didn't, because of 3 key reasons. In the surgery, the doctor said she wouldn't be able to work, for 4 months or so. I really felt concerned. I was like, okay, no problem. I prayed for her, even though she's not a Christian. She only sent me a laughing emoji after I finished praying for her, like typing the prayers for her. So afterwards, like I said, I bought her rose flowers, and I told her, okay, I bought you rose flowers, please. It is not typical of a Chinese boss to always keep giving you allowances. I know what I'm saying. From that, I also learned from church by Apostle Joshua Selman. He taught us on gratitude. If you can't really bring so much to the relationship, bring gratitude. He taught us on honor. So I thought to, like, I was practicing what we were taught. There's always consequence for going to work late in China. There's always consequence for going to school late in China. You might end up losing your scholarship. You might end up being invited for a query. If you've lived in China for like 1 year, or especially if you work in China, even if you don't work in China, let's say you're a student in China, you dare not go to school late. There's always consequence for going to work late in China. There's always consequence for going to school late in China. If you go to school late, those who are students know the consequence. Like when I was still in school, if you go to school late, oh my god, you're not going to get spanked, no, but your assessment is going to be affected greatly. And if care is not taken, you might end up losing your scholarship. You might end up being invited for a query. You might end up losing a mark, no matter how much you score in your exam. Now, when it comes to work, when you go to work late, one is that you are going to get fined. Yes, you can get fined as much as 50 RMB, as much as 100 RMB. Let's say you now go to work about an hour late. For some schools, they're going to take away your entire day's salary for an hour late. They're going to take like an entire day's salary. So the work environment in China, the work ethics, the work system in China is quite different from what we experience back home. Most of you who have been with me for who met me or who came to my channel after I was fired knew the entire story, that I got a job in this school, and then 2 days later I was fired because I had an accident on my face. And I thank God, like today, look at my face. My face is healing, the scars are leaving, and I really thank God for that experience, even though it wasn't funny at the time. So, and you also know the story about the other lady who invited me, who gave me a job anyways, a weekend job, that I said that the pay wasn't much, but I just needed to use it to keep updating my CV. Now, last week, I was supposed to go to work on the weekend. I did not. And it is not a good omen at all. But I'm going to be sharing in this video 3 things I want us to take out of this conversation. That 3 things why this lady, who I was supposed to go to her work on Saturday, but I did not go to her work. 3 things that why she hasn't fired me yet. I'm going to show us a screenshot of my conversation with her, what happened, why I didn't go to work, and what her response was, which is even bringing me to the core meat of this conversation. I always like to give balance. Many of you who know me know that when it comes to tackling, I can actually say, oh, this XYZ is not working well in China, or this XYZ is actually working well. When I say the truth, I say it. When I say what is not it, I will also say it. So I can't just because, oh, I've experienced some bad things in China, and for that reason I will not also share some good things when I see them happen, right? Now, I think I'm all over the place. So welcome back to my channel. I'm Nali Former, and if this is your first time coming to my channel, you're welcome. Thank you. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for subscribing and being a part of this family. So let's dive deep straight into the meat of this conversation. I did not go to work last week, and my boss would have fired me, but she didn't, because of three key reasons. It was after I had a conversation with my girlfriend. I'm like, okay, she gave another perception and aspect to the entire thing. I'm like, I see the reason why I was not fired. And mind you, this was not the first time I've been to work late. I come from a very far distance, which I've explained in the past video, and which was why I decided that I was going to start going to Hangzhou maybe the weekend, and then from there I would go to this lady city the next morning, because the classes I was giving are morning classes. Then this weekend, which was last week, that's why you didn't see any video from me and my kids. Last week I didn't go to work because I was supposed to have gone to Hangzhou the Friday before the Saturday, but unfortunately I did not, because I was running temperature, I wasn't feeling too well. So I was like, okay, Saturday morning as earlier, the first train will be by 5:51 a.m. so that I can get to her place on time, and that is the only train I can get from my place that was going to get to her place on time. Any other train is going to certainly going to be late. We get. So I was running temperature. I really struggled really hard to sleep. I was coughing, but that wouldn't stop me from going to work the next day. So I slept off, and I woke up, prepared, tried my best, did everything as early as I can, and I rushed to the train station. Getting to the train station, unfortunately, they had stopped boarding. They had stopped checking in, rather. I'm like, this is quite unusual, because I still had about 10 minutes, and in the train station, usually, sometimes they stop checking in by maybe 7 minutes or 8 minutes or 3 minutes or even 5 minutes before the time the train was going to leave. I was shocked why the train had stopped checking in on time. God, I didn't want to disappoint this woman, because even while I was still in Nigeria, when I went back to Nigeria, she was calling me, asking me if I was going to take her some of her classes, for summer classes, which I promised I was going to be available, but unfortunately I spent more than the time I was supposed to spend in Nigeria, so I didn't meet up. And I also remember sometime last year I also disappointed her one time. So usually to be real honest with you, by now I should have gotten fired. So, but for this one to keep reaching out to me, wanting me to still work with her every semester, I'll get to the reasons why down the video. So I got to the train station. Unfortunately, they had stopped boarding. I stopped checking in anyways. I cannot get another train, because if I get another train, I am certainly going to get to our place of work late. And when I get to our place of work late, they're going to take away money, and I don't have enough classes to teach to cover up all the expenses. I don't know if you're getting my point. So I just texted, it was just no brainer. There was no point for it. I now sent her a message. I sent her a picture of, the stop boarding and all that. I'm like, unfortunately, they have stopped checking in, even though there was still time and all of that, blah, 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 that I'm really sorry and all that. Then her response, I was really expecting her to be like, Emerald, you have disappointed me. Okay, you once came late some time ago, but I think at this point I just can't continue, because earlier she had actually told me, Emerald, I do not like, I don't want disappointment, and especially because the Chinese parents are usually the problem here. They don't want having their kids change teachers anyhow. So if they have to work with this teacher, they want to ensure that this is a particular teacher they're going to be working with the entire semester. Yes, you can change teacher maybe next semester, but for that particular semester, they don't want to have their kids being taught by different people. And from what I've gathered, it makes these kids, get confused and all that. So, but I was shocked at her response. When I sent her that message around 5:49 a.m., I was already tired. I was about going home. When I got home, she hadn't responded, so I went to bed. When I woke up, I went through the message, and no matter what I was trying to read there, I was trying to see if she was going to say, okay, Mirad, I think I'm done. I'm not going to have you work with me anymore, blah, 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 blah. But I was surprised. She said that it's only because of you we have cooperated for such a long time, and that's why I'm willing to give you another chance, because of you. If you live in China, be really honest in the comment section that it is not typical of a Chinese boss to always keep giving you allowances. I know what I'm saying. And like an entire day allowance, Not that you didn't ask for it days before, you just asked for it now. You know exactly what I'm saying. So now she said, blah blah. She said everything she said, and I was like, I'm really really sorry. I do not take it for granted, and all that. Now I had to share with us three reasons why I think she did not end up saying, you know what, Emerald, just leave it, don't come anymore. Number one is the mercy of God. I can't even deny that. I can't deny that at all. I cannot even try to, fight it or deny it or it. No, it is the mercy of God. It is the help of God. It is God's grace that has, shown me. It is God's grace that has, that has spoken for me. Because if not for the mercies of God, I won't be there. The second thing, in my opinion, is how I actually cared for her when she had an accident. Sometime in 2023, she had a severe accident on her leg. I think that was early 2024 rather. She had an accident on her leg, and in China, typically when you are sick, it's your business. Like, your colleagues don't start saying, oh, how are you doing, Emerald? Oh, how is your health? I'm checking up on you. It is not a thing in China. I've experienced it while as a student. I also experienced it as a worker. People mind their business. Like, your colleague that you're working together with, a Chinese or even your boss, you fall sick, you tell them you're sick, they might give you leave, but they'll never check up on you to ask you, how is your health now? They don't. So, but when she had that accident, because of how good she really had, she's one of the bosses I've worked with that really didn't give me problem in China. So apart from that, I also learned from church by Apostle Joshua Selman. He taught us on gratitude. If you can't really bring so much to the relationship, bring gratitude. He taught us on honor. So I thought to I was practicing what we were taught. And when she had that accident, I bought her flowers. I bought her rose flowers. It's a little bit expensive in China, so I bought her flowers. I called her that I wanted to see her before she now told me, oh, Emerald, I couldn't come to school. I had an accident. I was like, oh, really? And I was sincerely concerned about her having an accident. I was like, okay, oh, I'm so sorry. So when are you going to start coming to school? She said that she won't be able to come to school, and the surgery, the doctor said she won't be able to work, for 4 months or so. I really felt concerned. I was like, okay, no problem. I prayed for her, even though she's not a Christian. She only sent me a laughing emoji after I finished praying for her, like typing the prayers for her. So afterwards, like I said, I bought her rose flowers, and I told her, okay, I bought you rose flowers. Please, I hope you get better. She told me where to keep it so that her husband can come pick it from the office and all that. And I kept on checking in on her until she got much better, which is not a thing here. It is not common. Take it from me, it is not common here. And so I really feel that it is one of the reasons why maybe I have endured myself. I have separated myself from my other colleagues when it comes to her. I'm not the only black person working with her. She has up to 10 black teachers. So for every semester, she tends to work with about 6 people. So if she can't work with 6 people, maybe you have a reason, she at least she can easily switch, teachers that she'll work with. So for every semester that's about to start, she really wants to handpick her teachers, the people she's going to work with that semester. Now, someone could have said, oh, she can easily replace you, which is very true. You are not irreplaceable in China. Certainly you are. But which leads me to the third reason why I feel she has not fired me yet. The third reason why I feel she has not fired me yet is that I am so damn good in what I do. The Bible talked about being diligent in your work, how you would dine with kings and not with mermen. She sees, or she saw, or she have seen the love, the intentionality, the so much effort I pour into my teachings. The salary we are paid is not much, I promise you. But guess what I do with my salary? Sometimes I buy gifts for my students with my money, not with the school's money. I am not working for her with the mindset of, oh, I'm just here to make my money and get the hell out. I am there because I sincerely love these children. I love their innocence. It is really hard to find, you have relationship issues, you have financial issues, you have trouble with the word, and then you find kids that have the purest of hearts, there's a certain form and level of healing it brings to you. It reminds you, oh, that, there was a time you were like this, you were so pure, your heart was so innocent, until the troubles and, of life, the betrayal, the molestation, and all those things happened to you, and now becoming to groom you to this person you are today. So I find some level of healing, some level of joy when I am teaching children, especially when I'm in my coaching session, like at the Print Man. I enjoy having coaching session with women. I love pouring into people. I enjoy it. But when I'm with children, oh Lord, I tend to become a child. I always would want to have that space and environment where I am me. I am a child again. This might sound crazy, but yes. Yeah, so that was what happened. The first one was God's mercy and grace. The second one was how I cared for her, how I honored her, how I really, really showed up for her. And the third one was how skilled I am at what I do. If I am taking pride, I'm taking pride and boasting in the Lord. But apart from that, it is God's mercy, grace, and I'm very, 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 very good at what I do. So these are the 3 reasons why I feel she hasn't fired me yet, or she didn't, because I didn't come to work the entire day. Okay, so that was why I didn't go to work last week. So when I was talking to my girlfriend about this, she was like, girl, your reasons are valid anyways. But I feel like she also said something that she feels like I should also know that I'm not, irreplaceable. That if she really finds someone who is way better than I am, she's certainly going to take the person. Which, that actually makes sense. But compared to some of the things I've seen, some of the people I even work with, compared to them, I give God the glory that she may, yes, get to replace me, but until then, before she finds somebody who gives more than I give, I'm not priding. I am not at all. Before she finds someone who can give more than I give, more than I invest in her school, I guess maybe she's going to find a pure native person who she's going to pay triple of what she pays me. So that was why I couldn't go to work. And if there's any takeaway I wanted to take away from this video, I wanted to take away that God's mercy might be there. Yes, God might show you mercy and grace, but if you are not skilled, if you're not really, really good at what you do, the mercies of God will not last that, it wouldn't stretch that long. Because God will show you mercy, show you favor, but you're not even good at what you do, and there are people who are way better than you there, and you're not even open to learning. You are not bendable, you're not teachable. You will by yourself destroy the mercy of God. Secondly, learn to honor people, learn to show gratitude, learn to really tell people, let people know that you genuinely care about them. Even if, yes, you may have cultural differences, they might be your boss sometimes, you may have take decisions that may not really favor you, but make them know that you appreciate working for them. So this goes out to everybody, whether students or workers. Learn to appreciate people who are higher than you, people who have given you an opportunity. Appreciate them, right? Don't just be there to use them, be there to also pour into their lives. So I hope this helps you, and let me know what you think in the comment section. Have you ever experienced something like this? And I will be in the comment section, and see you in my next vlog.